All right, everyone. Now that you have an idea about your contrast with vowels, let's work on our contrast with consonants. Remember that consonants and vowels together make syllables, and those create words, and words create phrases, and phrases create sentences, and on and on and on. So these are the building blocks. Just as I emphasized in the last section on vowels, we're working on creating contrast for comprehensibility, not perfection. And again, like last section, I'm going to start this video with a chart that you may or may not understand. You can use it or you can lose it. I don't care. Use what works for you. Either way, I want you to discover what sounds you know well and to practice the ones that you might have some difficulty with. So let's take a look at this chart and I'll explain a little bit about it. These are the consonants in English. On the left side, it says words that talk about the kind of sound that it is. At the top, you have some words like bilabial and labiodental that show what parts of the mouth make that consonant. Each block will have a voiced or voiceless sound if it has it. So I'm going to organize this by point of articulation or how you make the sound. So the first sound that we'll deal with is a bilabial. That means both lips are working together to make this sound. You have both voiced and voiceless sounds, such as p and b, like pop and bob. These need to contrast. In addition to the bilabial stops, we also have a nasal where both lips come together and we go and a glide where both lips are together and we pull them apart. Wah, wah, like win. Moving backwards in the mouth, the next kind of sound is a labiodental, and that's where you use your lower lip and your upper teeth. So we only have a fricative like this, like fan and van, voiceless and voiced v. Same sound, the only difference is voiced and voiceless. Now the dentals are interesting because this is where your tongue touches your teeth. Now in English we have two dentals. It's the voiced and voiceless and v. In other languages, a dental sound will be behind where your tongue touches behind the teeth. But in English, the tongue for TH goes under the teeth like you will bite it. If you don't understand what I'm talking about with the tongue and the teeth, don't worry, I will show you in a later video. The TH sound is incredibly important in English. As you can see, there are a lot of sounds that use the tongue and the alveolar ridge. This is the part of skin or gum behind your top teeth. So these have a voiced and voiceless sound, like tot and dad, sass and zap, nan, little, and roar. If you don't know what I'm talking about in terms of the alveolar ridge, here's the picture of a human face. The nose and the lips in the front, the teeth, the alveolar ridge, the tongue, the palate is on top, and the back you'll have your uvula, and in your throat is your glottis. Again, you don't have to know all of these words, but it might help as we move forward. The alveolar palatal sounds are those that are made by using the tip of your tongue behind your alveolar ridge closer to your palate. These are sounds like shoe, casual, church, and judge. These sounds are sometimes unique to English and you may not have them in your own language, but they are very important in English. Palatal sounds are those that are made with the middle of your tongue touching your hard palate. That would be, in English, one glide, the y sound, like Johann or yellow. Velar sounds are those that are made using the back of your tongue and the soft palate, which is where, if you feel in your mouth, the skin is soft behind the bone. So these sounds are also important to English to have distinction, like k and g, cake and get, or the nasal sing, or the glide w. Glottals are where you use your actual voice box or your glottis to make a sound. So in English, there's only one that has a spelling, and that would be for hey. But there's also a sound we say but don't really write. Like uh-oh. You can feel your throat closing and opening. Uh-oh. Consonants can be a lot of fun to work on, and yes, sometimes frustrating, as you'll find especially with the R sound and maybe TH or SH or CH, like ch, sh, th. But consonants give a word energy. They can help you power through phrases or guide the rhythm. And as I recommended for practice with the vowels, practice your minimal pairs in a mirror. Think about what your mouth is doing. Listen to yourself in a recording. Practice speaking to Google Docs with voice type on. And if you have the Flipgrid code, practice by sending me videos so I can give you feedback. You won't need to practice every sound because your language may already have contrast between these sounds, but you should be able to find out which sounds you do not have. And if you are confused, contact me.